Hey, this is Sri Vishwanath here, and welcome to episode number 11 of the Ask Sri Vishwanath Vedanta show. And today's episode, we talk about the greatest secret to stop worrying. So today's question comes from Deborah from Canada, and she asks, my problem is worry. I constantly worry about my future, my children's behavior, attitude. Small things make me worry. I've taken various courses, read all the best books in stopping worrying and start living, but my urge to worry always wins. Help. So here's the thing. Here's the greatest secret, Deborah. Vedanta talks about two lights, source light and reflected light. Source light is your Atman, and reflected light is wherever the source light is projected. So right now, if you're watching me, I become the object of your reflected light. So light is reflected when it moves towards an object. That's called reflected light. So reflected light produces awareness. And wherever there is awareness, there is going to be worry. Okay? So awareness is the reason for the worry. Not this happened or that. Awareness, that's the reason. Awareness. So everyone says, increase awareness, all this training, meditation, increase awareness, increase awareness. They don't have a single clue about how these things go. Awareness is the reason for all worries because you're aware of good and bad. Awareness comes from the reflected light, and that is present in the subtle body and the gross body in the waking state. So long as you are in awareness, no person on planet Earth is free from worry. That's why in waking state, we are all slaves of worry. People can write all the best books, stop worrying. And I'll tell you a very simple story about. This is a very old story, and this is a real one of a woman called Mary in Europe, and she was a young princess, and the husband was taken to jail by the other forces, and so and her husband was killed. And then she, in the jail at that night, she was just about 22, 23. Her entire hair turned white in one single night. In one night, her entire hair turned white. And that's a real story. So much awareness, stress, or whatever that is called. All this word stress, everything comes from awareness. Wherever there is reflected light, she kept on reflecting on that. And in one night, because the opposite is also true, that when you go to deep sleep, every single night, you might be worrying about the greatest thing. You might be having, biggest health problem you have. You might be, tomorrow you might be, someone might be executed. Still, when that person goes to deep sleep, the entire thing disappears. Not because he goes to deep sleep, because deep sleep, something magical happens. And that is concentration, says Krishna. So concentration is when you renounce awareness. See, everyone says increase awareness, increase. They have no clue. Concentration is renouncing awareness. And the moment you renounce awareness, in 4 seconds, the worry stops. So your job is not to stop worry. I should be finally free from worry. No one on planet Earth in the waking state can be free from worry because we are all in the reflected light. But here's the thing, what we got to do. The moment you renounce awareness, the reflected light goes away. Exactly what happens in deep sleep. That's the power of the Great One. What is the strength of Great One? That Krishna, Adi Shankaracharya, Vivekananda, Ramana Maharshi, Jesus, is that in the waking state, they could recreate the power of deep sleep, which is to renounce awareness and get to the concentrated state. Now, this is the first realization you should have. Is every awareness comes from reflected light, and that is the single reason for all these issues. And your solution is concentration. Now, concentration is not focus like, oh, I'm going to concentrate. Concentration is your natural state, says Krishna. Your mind is always concentrated because it's hidden by the reflected light. You feel like, oh, I have to evolve, I have to do this, I have to do that. No, concentration is your natural state, says Krishna. And the way you practice concentration, Vivekananda says, is 1 unit of concentration is 12 seconds. That's what you have to practice. And that 12 seconds is made up of 4 seconds. It's called the 4-second effect, mind, intellect, memory. You're going to go to www.magicofgod.com, where you will learn this secrets will save you 2 to 3 decades. So 1 unit of concentration is 12 seconds. You have to get very good in that. And so everyone is saying, well, I'm meditating for 2 hours, 3 hours. I've practiced for 20 years. You have to get good in 1 unit of concentration. 12 seconds. And before you do that, you have to understand you have to realize, not understand, you have to realize the 4-second effect, which I've covered in the Magic of God. And you can go to www.magicofgod.com. So your job is not difficult. Realize that. You need clarity. All you need is 1 unit of concentration, which is 12 seconds, which is made up of 3-4 seconds part. So you got to get good in that. And so you have to realize, you don't have to do 100 hours. You have to realize you have to win this 4 seconds. And then 1 more 4 seconds, 1 more 4 seconds, 12 seconds. If you do it for 12 seconds, you have stopped a major portion of the whole worry. And when you come back, a new self-confidence will come. The reason why people are not getting it is, A, they do have no clue about what is awareness and what is concentration. They have no clue. You can go to internet, you can go take all the best courses on planet Earth, you can watch all the videos. No one will tell you all these things because it's a $1 billion industry. 1 unit of concentration is 12 seconds. You have to first realize what happens in 4 seconds. 1 day is not made up of 24 hours. It's made up of 4 seconds. So you have to first study 4 seconds. That's why in Magic of God, I cover the 4-second effect. Second, you have to get good at just 1 unit of concentration. And your mind is always concentrated. The easiest way to attain concentration, Krishna says, is fix your mind on me. Let your understanding be absorbed in me. Henceforth, doubtless shall you reside in me, Krishna says to Arjuna. It's the easiest way because your mind is always in deep sleep. You are at the feet of Ishvara, God, Bhagwan. Bhagwan is the most beautiful word. Instead of saying that, people are saying all other words and they're feeling they're smart. You say Bhagwan, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Say it from your throat. People are not saying it. That's why the whole world is suffering today. This is not coming out. 12 seconds of concentration is the cure. So you have to renounce awareness and move to concentration. Because when you do that, your self-confidence increases. You realize that there's a power in you where what happens in deep sleep, you can recreate in waking. And when you do that, you're involving the field knower in the field. You're involving God in the field. That's when destiny changes. See, all the drama which is happening in the world is only in the field of awareness. So it's got limited bandwidth. It's all based on the willpower, intellect and willpower. People do all the things, then in the evening they get tired and sleep. So it's all, no one can do anything. It's all based on destiny. But if you want, 75% of your destiny can be changed, says Vedanta. 75% of your worries can go away. That should be your first focus. And the way you do that is to renounce awareness and get good in 12 seconds of concentration. And you can go to www.magicofgod.com where you can get more details. And I'll be back with you tomorrow. Thank you and God bless.